Hello and welcome to part 10 of this beginner guitar song series. If you haven't seen the other 9 short videos yet, click on the card above and that will take you to this short playlist. Cool, so in this week's lesson we'll be taking a look at Up Around the Bend by Creedence Clearwater Revival. So a great track and it's using a few different strumming patterns, but only a few chords, and also going to do some a couple of riff based stuff as well. Okay, so let's take a look at the intro. So what we've got is actually using kind of arpeggios, but kind of beginner style arpeggios based around a D chord and an A chord. So it's a cool little riff that you can play if you want to form a band or whatever, or just play it on your own. So what's happening is you're going like this, open D string, and then what you do is you kind of slide. I'm going to slide just from the 2 frets below my target note, which is the 11th fret G, 1, 2, and then just slide with your middle finger into the, from 9 to 11 on the G, and then go 10 E, 10 B, and then 10 G. 11 G, and then back to 10 B. So in terms of timing, you've got 1 crotchet or quarter note, then 6 quavers or 8th notes, but one of them is tied on beat 3. So the rhythm is the same as your down, down, up, up, down, up that we've been doing throughout this series, okay? So time-wise again, so 1, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and, or down, down, up, down, up. So down, down, up, down, up. So we're using that down, down, up, down, up pattern, but with a riff now, so it sounds really cool. And do that twice, for this intro riff. Okay, so it's 2 bars of what we call this D pattern, or D arpeggio. And then you're going to do kind of a very similar pattern over an A chord, which sounds really cool, and it's not too taxing. So I'm going to play the open A string, again it's with the same rhythm. You're going to go from 4 to 6 now, with your middle finger, and then bar the 5th fret on the B and the E strings. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and this is a 4-bar riff. So what I'm also going to do is put the song structure up on the screen now. Hopefully you'll find that useful. The song structures will be in the description as well. This helps to break everything down. So basically what you've got is you've got 2 bars of this 4-bar phrase, 2 bars of this D pattern, 1 bar of the A pattern, and then 1 bar of the D pattern. And you do it all again where the rest of the band comes in. So it's a really cool riff and not too taxing. Okay, so I'm going to play that intro section. So 1, and then A riff, and back to the D riff. And you do all that again, so this is where the whole band comes in. Sounds really cool. Cool, so now we've got the verse pattern, okay? So what we're going to do, you're going to do basically 2 bars of D, downstrokes, okay? I think in this song there's a few other bits going on, but I'm just kind of simplifying it just for this kind of series, but it's pretty much close to what's happening in the actual recording. So I'm going to do quavers or 8th notes for a whole bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and downstrokes, okay? Just a bit more of an impact here. 1, 2 and 3 and 4, and then the next bar, you're going to carry on with those D chords, and then you're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and. What we do here, I think sometimes in the song he does 0, 4, so adds your little finger on the 4th fret of the G string. So it's going to go 4 and, like that. So 1, so 6 strums on the D chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then on the last 2 quavers at 8th notes, you're going to go like this. Down, 0, 4, and just hit those D and the G strings. It sounds really cool. So, and then the next bar is going to do A5 power chord. So A5 power chord. So that D chord again was 0, 2, 3, 2. If you haven't learned that one before, just strumming it from the D string and just using your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd fingers. On the 2nd fret of the G, 3rd finger, 3rd fret of the B, middle finger, 2nd fret of the D, E string. Sorry. Okay, and then an A5 power chord. So A5, really cool, rocky kind of power chord. And with this, you're basically playing the open A string and then barring the D and the G strings with your first finger, and making sure you're kind of arcing your first finger, so you don't want the B string or the E string to ring. It's just these 3 strings. So, okay, so that's a power chord, A5 power chord, and you're just going to do a whole bar of just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, and then for the next bar, okay, we're going to do some alternate kind of strums here just to help with this picking pattern. So the 4th bar, you're going to go down, up, down. So 1 and 2 quavers or 8th notes again. And then you're going to go to a D5 chord. So the D5 chord is basically, think of it as a D major without your middle finger. So what I'm doing there is using my 3rd finger to block out, the underside of my 3rd finger to block out that E string. Then you're going to do an upstroke. So it's 0, but you probably, because at speed, you probably want to do it with your 1st and 2nd fingers, because this song is about 130 BPM. Again, slow it down to start with. So you're going to do this, down, up, up. And not only with the speed, is we need to keep our 3rd finger free for this cool little pull-off that we're going to do in a minute. Yeah, so we're introducing a few more techniques. So down, up, and it's tied for half a beat, and then we're going to do another upstroke. So this is bar 4 of the verse. And then you're going to leave that there, and then put your 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the G, then do a pull-off. So this is where you dig into the string, and then do an upstroke. If you haven't done pull-offs before, I've got a series on lots of sort of lead solo techniques with a pentatonic scale. So click on the card above, and that will take you to lots of lessons on different techniques, solo techniques. So you'll find that useful. So I'll go through hammer-ons and pull-offs in one of the videos. But yeah, so the idea is you're going to go for this bar, down, up, up. Okay, from the A5 to the D5. Again, 1st and middle fingers. And then you could use your 1st and 3rd fingers, but it means we'll have to shuffle your hand around to do this pull-off. And then on beat 4, you're going to do a downstroke, pull-off, 4-2 on the G, and then upstroke on that D5. So bar 4 here again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's how I would count it. Or down, up, down, up. Okay, so I'm just going to play those first 4 bars of the verse sections, okay? All the verses are going to be the same, which is great. So nice and simple. So bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, bar 4. Okay, do that again one more time. Bar 1, bar 2, bar 3. Cool. Now, again, if you double check the song structure, so you've got this kind of 4-bar phrase, D, D, A5, and then brackets, A5 and D. That basically means there's more than one chord in that particular bar. So the second round of that, so that 4-bar phrase you do twice, but it's just slightly different the second time. So first 3 bars are exactly the same. So D, A5. And then instead of doing that kind of that fiddly riff, what you're going to do is going to go down, up, down, up. Okay, so very similar to the kind of what we did in the kind of Bryan Adams video. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Kind of style of strumming where you're changing chord on the end of the beat, which is a really cool technique to do. So I just do this bar 8 of the verse. So 3 A5s, down, up, down. Then a D chord, upstroke on the and of 2. So 1 and 2 and it's tied for beat 3. And then and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, or down, up, down, up, down, up. Cool. And again, if you check the song structure, which will also be in the description, first verse, second verse, third verse, fourth verse, all exactly the same. Okay, and then you've got to kind of got the same kind of thing going on in the outro as well, which is really cool. So let me go through the whole of the verse section. So you've got this 8-bar phrase. 2, 3, 4, bar 2, bar 3, bar 4, bar 5. sounds really cool, really upbeat kind of song here. Cool, and then we're going to look through the chorus sections. Again, the same thing here. Got the first chorus, second chorus, third chorus, and also it acts as the chords underneath the guitar solo. So I won't do the guitar solo as it's just, we're doing this beginner guitar song series, but it's kind of country style kind of guitar solo, which is quite cool. Again, feel free to check out my pentatonic lessons on that. There will also be a free ebook downloadable shortly from Jsmusicschool.co.uk with all that stuff in there, which is quite cool, so check out for that. Yeah, so the chorus section is also underneath the guitar solo. Yeah, first, second, third, fourth chorus and chords underneath the guitar solo. And it's basically a 4-bar riff. The first bar is G5. This is how I like to play it. Again, you could use a G as well if you want. G5 just sounds a bit thicker. So middle finger, 3rd fret lower E, block the A string out, then open D, open G, and then 3rd finger, 3rd fret B, and then little finger, 3rd fret E. So you're blocking that A string out. Sounds really cool. Really kind of thick sounding chords. You're going to do half a bar of that, or 4 quavers or 8th notes, downstroke. So 1 and 2 and then D major for the rest of the bar. Okay, so that's the why they've got the G and the D in brackets in the song structure. And then for this next bar, I think sometimes he's doing these kind of cool little riffs. So if you're interested in kind of bluesy style playing, this will be great, because what you're going to do, again, you can feel free to vary it up. This is roughly what's happening. So you're going to go 3 here, downstrokes of the A5. So 1, 2, 3. Then add your 3rd finger, 4th fret D string. And then add your little finger, 5th fret D string. And then go back to 4. And then do 2 rounds of the 2, 2. So you're going to do this. It's an 8 note riff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Counting wise. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it's all downstrokes. So that's bar 2 of the chorus. Okay, and then what you've got is basically the G5 D bar again, and just 2 bars of A5. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. So let me just play the whole of that, the chorus section. Okay, so you've got G5. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. It's a really nice sounding upbeat song. Cool. Now in terms of the song structure, basically you've got the intro, which is those arpeggios. That 4-bar riff twice. Okay, and then you've got the first verse, first chorus, second verse, second chorus, third verse, third chorus. In the break, you just do all those arpeggios again. Okay, so you do do that twice, same sort of structure as the intro, and then you got the guitar solo. Then you got the 4th verse, then 4th chorus, and then the outro. Okay, so let's now take a look at the outro section. So what we've got here is a really cool 4-bar riff that we're going to go through in a second. And behind this 4-bar riff, we've basically got the verse chords. Okay, now it actually fades out on record, but what I've done is just for simplicity, and do 4 rounds of the verse chords and then end on the D at the end. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly run through that. So you've got D, bar 2, it's round 2, round 3, you can play around with whether you do the riff or just do this. That's how I would end it if I was playing this in a band situation. So kind of that last split bar, 1 and 2, let's end it there. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Otherwise you'd be, it would be fading out. So you need to have a proper concrete ending. So that's the chords that go behind the riff. So I'm just going to go through this riff because it's quite a simple one. And again, if you're playing it in a band situation or open mic night, it's definitely achievable, even if you're not too comfortable with lead playing. So you've got this cool phrase. Okay, so what's happening here is quite a bluesy type riff. They're coming in on the and of 1, so 1, you can either hammer on or pick it, so you could pick it. I sometimes hammer on this riff because it sounds quite cool, so from the 6 to the 7. So 1, 6, hammer on to 7, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so that's the rhythm. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You do that basically that 3-note riff 3 times. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then you basically do the, that riff again, but only twice. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, and then 7B, and then 7th fret on the G string. And you basically do that 4. Again, it's a lot more on the record, but I'll just say 4 times. So 4 times through this 4-bar riff. So let me just play that a few more times. So bar 1, bar 2, bar 3. One more time. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, sorry, at the end. Cool, so it's a nice simple riff, and we thought it'd be worth teaching that. Cool, so that's all the parts. Again, don't forget to practice it going from one section to the next. That's a lot of people kind of forget to do that, especially when starting out. They do the one section, but it's really important, for example, practice from the first verse, going into the chorus. And practice, the transitions. It's a great song, really upbeat. So definitely, use the song structure and all the different parts to just piece it all together. Cool, so I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, and any comments or suggestions, feel free to let me know in the comments section below. Please subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications if you haven't already. If you're looking at getting some of the tabs for this, so the tabs that you see on the screen, I make that in a program called Guitar Pro, which is a brilliant program. And you use it for transcribing a lot of music. It means you can sort of, it's basically like a karaoke sheet music, or you don't even have to know that much about sight reading because you're playing it back. Again, it helps with your sight reading. It means, so you'll be able to get soon from my website, jsmusicschool.co.uk. I'm relaunching that soon. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that. You'll be able to get guitar profiles of all the songs we've been doing in this series, and any others, and also guitar tab PDFs if you're not comfortable with Guitar Pro. So you'll be able to get the whole song and all the bits and pieces that go on with that. So don't forget to follow me on all the social channels as well. So many thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, bye.